Alright, we're just gonna have to deal with that extremely bright light. Oh my god, this is something I'm going to have to get used to. Guys, it's me, Let's Conquer, and I got a ring light! Ba 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 ba! It is from my cousin and my godmother, so thank you so much, Eden and Aunt Kathy, for getting me this awesome ring light that, fun fact, they have been hoarding for almost a year. So it's exciting, and you can kind of see the ring light through like little thing back there. But I'm actually very excited. I'm one step closer to becoming like an actual YouTuber, and like, I kid you not, like my room is a mess, but you cannot see that. But anyway, today I am here to bring you guys Netgalley Reviews number 3. I have a lot more books, and I think I might actually make a 4 once I am done with this. I'm not quite sure yet. But without further ado, let's get into it. And so the first book, I should probably scoot now that I think about it. Okay. The first book I have is More Than We Can Tell by Bridget Kemmerer. And it's actually the second book to Letters to the Lost series, and it didn't really say that, I don't think, on the Netgalley review, like a little description of it. And so I was kind of off guard when I saw that, and I don't know, like I received it from Netgalley, and I thought it was gonna be like a really cute contemporary novel, and like obviously like it deals with like mental illness and like depression and anxiety, and like it's just a whole bunch of stuff. The only reason why I DNF'd it was because that sorry, I'm looking at my phone because my notebook that I keep all of my like reviews and stuff on are in my book bag that I'm just too lazy to get. It's just that like one of the characters just really infuriated me and did not give one single shit about the main girl characters. What? About the girl's mental illness and like her depression and anxiety, and she basically like put the girl to blame on it, and that really bothered me because I have had friends who describe my anxiety like that, and I really didn't like it, and now they are not in my life anymore. So I felt that this book was really not necessary for me to read, and I actually was writing this review. Oh, I exactly remember when I wrote this review. I was getting my nails and toes done for Austria, and the lady was scrubbing my foot where I had an open, what am I thinking of? Blister, there we go. And she was scraping off the dead skin, and my foot was burning. Alright. So yeah, I DNF'd that one. I also DNF'd this one too, but I have the tea. What? Okay. And so, like, the reason why I DNF'd this one was because, I just, like, it didn't really have a download option for, like, my Kindle, which I think is called a Mobi file, I want to say. Either a Mobi or an EPUB. I always get the two confused. But, this book was very much different from Little Book of Feminist Saints, which was one of the first reviews. Is either the first or the second Netgalley review I have, but either way, like, I'll post both of them down below so you guys can go check them out. Because Little Book of Feminist Saints was more like a happy, like, upbeat kind of thing, and like it was a lot of people that we know about, versus this one where it was just like people that I really didn't know about, and plus like it went further back in history. But yeah, it took me like, I don't know why so long, but it took me like 2 months. But I would definitely like try to read this again. It's just that like I think during that time like a lot of stuff was just going on, and I didn't really have enough time to read it, so therefore I didn't read it. Next, my friend keeps texting me, John Pierre, if you're watching this, you're interrupting my video. Next movie is What Blooms from Dust by James Market, and this actually is featured on the Nerd Daily. If you did not know, I write for the Nerd Daily, so this article, this book review is also featured on not only the website, but on my little personal thing. If you want to go check that out. A few books are actually mentioned on Netgalley now that I think about it. So anyway, this book is about a man who is nicknamed the coin flip killer, and it is taking place during the Dust Bowl, and he goes back to his hometown after he was supposed to get what's it called? He was supposed to die through the electric chair, but there was a tornado and it tore down the jail, so technically he has like a second chance of living. And it was actually really interesting. Like, I fell in love with this. I was in the midst of reading this. I think this was after my Austria trip, and I was just in love with this. Not one of my favorite books of the year, but I did fairly enjoy it. Like, whenever I would read it, I would just get sucked into it, and I would read like large amounts of this book without even realizing it. And I was like, well, damn. But yeah, I really love this book. Again, I get more in depth on both my Goodreads, my blog, and the Nerd Daily. So if you want to check out those reviews along with any other reviews I have given for these books that I'm mentioning and the books that I have read that are not being mentioned in today's video, definitely go follow my reading review sites below. So yeah, I gave that one a 4 out of 5 stars. This book I have is Ash Princess, which is the first book in the Ash Princess trilogy by Laura Sebastian. Again, this book is also featured on the Nerd Daily. If you want to go check out my review for that, I will leave a link down below. And this book is essentially a lot like And I Darken, which I kind of thought was really sad because like it's not like a very original kind of story, but in a way it is. I just think it borrowed a lot of elements from And I Darken, which I really didn't like. Among like other novels, like I've seen people compare it to Ruined, and my comparison in this case is And I Darken because that is the only like similar plotline I have read. But anyway, nonetheless, this is about a girl named Theodosia, and she gets crowned the Ash Princess, and she basically witnessed her mother getting murdered, and so now she's trying to like overthrow the kingdom, palace, reign, monarchy, I don't know. There is a second book going to be written about this in this trilogy, and I might read it, I might not read it, I don't know. But nonetheless, I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. I have is Bruja, Born by Zordair Cordova, and this is the second book within the Brooklyn Brujas trilogy, and the next one, which doesn't have a title yet, will be coming out sometime next year, I believe. This is literally my new favorite trilogy. I have fallen in love with this author, and I'm so excited. Anyway, this book, along with its first book, which is Labyrinth Lost, are featured both on the Nerd Daily. And the second book is about the main character sister from the first book, Lula, after she is the only survivor from a bus crash, and she tries to raise her ex-boyfriend from the dead, but then she soon realizes that she raised more than her ex-boyfriend from the dead. I gave this a 4.5 out of 5 stars. There were just like minor things that I really didn't like in this. The author really cares about family in this novel, along with the rest of her books that she has written, and usually not a lot of YA books like have family present, which again is like it's bothersome, troublesome, which is troublesome to me. And I just love how she included family, and like it's like a family thing, and they're all witches, and it's great. I love it. It's great. Highly recommend. All right. The next book I have is, again, also featured on the Nerd Daily. Actually, it's my most recent article, and that is Eagle and Crane by Susan Rindell. And oh my god, I love this book. Again, same concept with being sucked in, like how I was sucked in for, what's it called? What Blooms from Dust. Basically, this is about two men, and they get involved with this aerial circus, flying circus, aerial acrobatics. I don't really know how to describe. Wind walkers. There we go. Jeez, winged walkers. Oh my, I can't speak. And they get involved with that, but then sometime in the future, like a few years later, there is a murder that happened with the father of the of one of the main characters, who also happens to be Japanese, because this takes place during the Great Depression, midst World War One, midst or not World War One, World War. We love it when an SD card stops. But yeah, I would definitely love to read more of Suzanne Rendell's writing. So yeah, there's that. The next book I have is Infinite Blue by Darren. It's a duo, Darren and Simon Groth. And this is about a girl who breaks the world record for the fastest 100-meter, some swimming record, and she gets really famous, and her boyfriend just sees her girlfriend change over time, and it just gets really ugly in the end, and there's family drama, and there's personal drama, there's relationship drama, and it was just so perfect. It was like the length that it was in the Moby file, it was probably like 160 pages, quote unquote, because there aren't actually pages. It's just more like a, like, here's how many words are gonna be in this section. Jesus. And the way that it was paced was just so great. Like, nothing was rushed. That, like, the authors, like, took their time with what they wanted to take time with. And it actually did take place in Australia. I was about to say Austria, but I meant Australia. And I just really appreciated it. And because not a lot of books just take place in Australia. And oh, by the way, I gave that book a 4 out of 5 stars. Now, the thing with getting advanced reader copies, I don't normally get finished copies, either because, like, I already, like, have a copy of it in my possession, but it's just on my Kindle, or sometimes I get them from Owl Crate, like how I did with the Hazelwood. But now I'm about to show you a copy that I bought because I just fell in love with it, and that is The Museum of Us by Tara Wilson Redd. And it is about this girl named Sadie, and she gets herself into a car collision with a tree, and the doctors do not think that she, like, it was a purposeful or is accidental. It was more of a purpose kind of a thing. And so she is admitted to the psych ward, and you just watch her go through the psych ward, and it's just a really touching novel. And, like, the author didn't sugarcoat anything. She, like, truly said, or, like, wrote down, like, the experiences, and, like, it's just so great. There are a few trigger warnings in here, I would say. It's just more with, like, heartbreak and, like, talking about the psych ward. So, like, if you're easily triggered by, or if you have been to the psych ward and you just got out recently, I really don't recommend reading this book quite yet, because the psych ward, like, she jumps into it right away, probably within, like, the first 50 pages. And yeah, obviously 5 out of 5. Obviously 5 out of 5 stars. So yeah, that is my Netgalley review number 3. Netgalley review 4 should actually be coming soon, which again makes me very excited. I have so far 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 books already for Netgalley 4. And yeah, so be sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below what books have you previously received from Netgalley. And yeah, my name is Gillian. I make videos whenever I can, obviously, but now that I'm home, I'm going to be making a whole bunch of them. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. Bye! Bye. Yeah.